All right, so the end of the year is here. And look, maybe it didn't quite go the way you planned. If you're feeling that, familiar sense of disappointment, kind of wondering where all the time went, then this is for you. We're going to break down exactly how to reset your mind and finish this chapter with strength, not with regret. Let's just start with a really powerful truth here. The fact that you're even here, still looking for answers, still trying, well, that means it is not over. This year didn't break you. It revealed what you're really made of. And maybe, just maybe, it showed you exactly where the real work needs to start. Think back to the start of the year. All those plans, right? The promises you made to yourself. This is going to be the year, you said. But now, well, some of those goals are still sitting there. Some habits just didn't stick. And in those quiet moments, that little critical voice in your head, it starts to get a lot louder. And it's probably whispering this one really heavy word. Failed. It just feels so final, doesn't it? But what if? What if we've been looking at this whole thing completely wrong? This is the part we absolutely have to understand first. Closing out a year strong has almost nothing to do with what you did or didn't achieve on paper. It has everything to do with where your head is at, because that's the one thing you are guaranteed to carry with you into January 1st. So, this lays out the two paths that are right in front of you. On one path, you drag all that regret and disappointment into the new year, making it feel heavy before it even begins. But on the other path, you make a choice to finish with honesty and clarity. And that's how you start the next chapter feeling lighter, wiser, and actually ready for whatever's next. So how do we get on that second path? Well, the first, and honestly, the biggest mental shift we have to make is to just stop calling it failure altogether. We make this huge mistake of treating the year like it's some kind of final exam, but that's not what life is. It's so easy to fall into this scoreboard mentality, right? Tallying up your wins and your losses. But life isn't a game with a final whistle that decides if you're worthy or not. The better way, the real way, is the growth mentality. It reframes everything. What you're calling a failure is really just unfinished growth. Or even better, it's valuable feedback. So, from now on, let's run with this new definition. By this standard, the very fact that you're here right now means you haven't failed. You're still learning, you're reflecting, you still care. See, failure isn't an outcome. It's the decision to just stop trying. All right, so here's the first thing I want you to do. I want you to mentally rename this year. It's not the year I failed. It's the year I saw the truth. The truth about your habits, your discipline, maybe your environment. And yeah, the truth can sting a little, but it's the only thing that actually gives you the power to change. Okay, so we've got that foundation laid. Now let's get into the practical stuff. We're going to walk through 3 very specific mental shifts you can make right now to build some genuine mental strength and close out this year with real intention. Here's our game plan. We're choosing acceptance over denial, we're shifting our identity over just blaming our circumstances, and we're choosing forgiveness over self-sabotage. Let's break each of those down. Most of us, we get stuck in one of 2 places. First, there's denial. Just hoping next year will magically be different. And then there's self-hate, that nagging voice that says, see, I always mess up. Sound familiar? Both of those are traps. Denial blocks your growth, and self-hate just destroys your confidence. The only way through is that third path, acceptance. And this is why acceptance is a superpower. It's not about making excuses or judging yourself. It's about looking reality square in the face and just saying, okay, this is where I am, this is what happened. The moment you can see the pattern without all the drama, that's the moment you finally get the power to break it. And now for our second shift. Here's a bit of a harsh truth. The calendar is not the problem. We don't fail because it wasn't our year. We fail because we're trying to build a brand new life with an old identity. So the most powerful question you can ask isn't, what are my new goals? It's this one right here. Is it time to stop being this person? The one who's always waiting for motivation to strike, thinking they need to feel it before they can actually do it. Or maybe it's this one, the overthinker. The one with a dozen brilliant plans who just gets lost in the paralysis of analysis. Or is it this person, the one who starts off so strong but quits the second things get a little uncomfortable? The key point here is this. Your identity always comes before your results. You have to decide who you are no longer available to be, starting right now. And that brings us to our final mental shift, forgiveness. Guilt can feel productive, like we're taking responsibility, but it's not.
It's poison for your future. You can't move forward if you're dragging the past behind you. So let's be super clear. Accountability is learning the lesson. Self-sabotage is punishing yourself for a lesson you've already learned. It is time to let go of the punishment.
Okay, so let's move from the internal mindset stuff to external action. So much advice out there is about making these huge, grand plans for next year. But honestly, that's a trap. Strong endings and strong beginnings, they don't come from plans. They come from proof. Before this year is over, your mission is to get one small, non-negotiable win, something that proves only to yourself that you are a person who follows through. This isn't for social media, it's not to tell your friends about. This is for you. Pick one thing and do it. No excuses. And this is why that tiny little win matters so much. Every single time you keep a promise to yourself, no matter how small it seems, you're laying another brick in the foundation of your confidence. And that feeling, that is what creates real, unstoppable momentum. So let's bring this all home. Look, anyone can start a year strong on a wave of New Year's motivation, but very, very few people finish strong. And the secret they're missing is that momentum is almost entirely psychological. And let's be really clear, this isn't about fake positivity. We're not pretending everything was perfect. The real goal is to finish the year grounded and steady, with honesty about what happened, with the discipline to create proof for yourself, and with the deep self-respect that comes from doing that. That is the energy you carry forward. So I'm going to leave you with this question. This year did not define you. How you choose to finish it, that will. Don't wait for the calendar to flip over. The next chapter starts with a new decision. So what is the one action, just one, that you will take today to prove to yourself that this story isn't over?